Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Guitar Souls podcast. It's starting to sound like some sort of routine that I do when I do that, Mike, but
almost.
That is the story. This is episode number 46. I am one of your hosts, Mr. Levi Clay, and I'm here with my good friend, Mr. Mike McLaughlin. How's it going, bud?
Not bad, my friend. How are you?
I am not bad at all. I'm
Good.
just messing around with the audio there.
Yes.
Why is that annoying me? I think there's some sort of delay on it from somewhere. Is it there? Maybe there? Is it here? Who knows? There we go. That'll be better. There you go. I feel like there's less delay now.
Yeah.
Not that made any difference to anyone that is listening or watching. So, yeah.
How are
it
you?
going? Yeah, I'm exhausted, mate. I look exhausted. My hair is wild. I've been in the garage studio all day, working all day today, all day yesterday, all day tomorrow, planned for it.
Don't lie.
But then I'll have the roof done.
Don't lie. You've been out chopping down trees to build your log cabin.
I'm going through a lot of wood, so it would be useful if I could go and chop some of it myself.
Mm-hmm.
I bought a jigsaw for cutting wood, right?
Yes.
I don't use it. I use a handsaw. I prefer it. It's visceral, you know?
You're a hipster.
Also, well, if I was cutting like long sheets of wood, long cuts, then the jigsaw would do a better job. But for individual, pieces of 2x4, it's nice and easy to cut,
isn't it?
And there's something, visceral about that. Just that big motion. I enjoy it.
It's quite sexual.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty good, man.
Good.
I apologise to anyone who's watching who's like, who is this unbearded, red-cheeked man? He looks a bit like K-Mac with some better stubble. I had a mishap with the razor. I didn't tell you this story beforehand.
I mean, you whenever you shave, you always say you had a mishap with the razor, and the reality is sometimes you feel like having next to no facial hair.
Never is that the case. I kid you not. So I've got a pair of clippers in the kitchen. In the bathroom. Jay had a loan of them and got them back. So I was like, fuck it, I'll tidy myself up. So put the number 7 on, which is the one I usually go for, to just get things tidy before I grow it out. Blah, blah, blah. Done it. Looked all right. Couple of wee spots I want to go back over. I helped Nancy with her undercut and put the number 2 on it. Forgot all about help Nancy with under 2 for the undercut. And went, oh, okay. I guess that's a short beard then.
It's funny because we're redoing our logo currently. We're having a new logo designed.
Why could that be?
Why could that be? We'll come on to that in a second.
Yeah, who knows?
I'll make sure that we get you a full beard in it, though. Don't worry.
Yeah, because it's coming back. Like, I guarantee it.
It'll be full beard and no hat in this one. I'm gonna insist on it.
That's fine.
Show off some of your rosy, gingery, ready Scottishy hair.
Show off my dynamite receding hairline, aye.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So, as people may expect, this is actually going to be quite a short episode, right? Because we're in a mega rush today. You fly out tomorrow, is that right?
Yes, I'm off to Cyprus for 7 days for Nancy's best friend's wedding, which will be fucking great. After all the Thomas Cook shit, it was nice to get it rebooked and get it all sorted. So, and you've obviously got everything on with your garage at the moment, as well as a party you're going to.
I have to go to an engagement thing tonight. So we are extremely short for time, extremely unprepared. It's also worth noting that this episode it'll be going live next week, so we're recording well in advance. So if any major news happens in the next week, we didn't ignore it. We didn't think that it wasn't relevant. We just had to go with what we could get. Anyway, so as you might expect, this show is brought to you by Ormsby Guitars. Ormsby Guitars. I hear that next episode is going to be a very special Ormsby Guitars special.
You're joking?
Where we're going to be looking at 2 brand new Ormsby guitars.
Is that right?
In the studio. That's the plan, yeah.
That's what I heard, aye. That was the story I heard too.
Yeah. So, for those of you that know, we have Ormsby guitars on the way, and we can't wait to get them. And as luck would have it, they are being delivered while Mike is away.
Lucky me.
They were due to be delivered on Monday, and Mike was like, well, I'll just have them delivered to you. And he even, good guy, he even said, you can open them up if you want. You can even play with my one. Just make sure it's back in the box by the time I get back so I can unbox it. And I'm like, no, I'll wait. I'll share in this moment with you. But I was sensible. I contacted DHL and told them to deliver it on Friday rather than Monday. So it's fewer days of temptation for me.
Clever. Very clever.
So yes, big thank you to Perry Ormsby and the guys over at Ormsby. Please do go and check them out online. Killer runs coming up. I know I have had a couple of people that have, everyone seems to be a lot more interested in the Dino Kazera signature than I am.
Is it not tick your boxes?
Definitely not my cup of tea.
I love it, man. See that
everyone loves it.
Oh man, see the violicious finish, man. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
With just that minor fan single humbucker with the machete signature pickup in it. Oh my god, give me that in my life right now.
Well, that can be next on your list of things to procure.
Yes.
Right, so let's take a look at some of the things that we have to talk about this week.
It's worth noting that I'm going into this episode completely blind, so every one of my reactions will be 100% honest.
Yes. We're going to start today with a little bit of news on Joe Satriani. Joe Satriani is set to release his Surfing with the Alien album. Again, we talked about this on the show a year ago when they lost the licensing for the Silver Surfer to appear on the cover. So there was a terrible, terrible piece of artwork. And it seems that they have rectified that now. There's a new version of that coming out with a much better piece of artwork. I will just bring that up.
I didn't even realise that. I've been looking at it for about 10 minutes. I didn't realise that obviously that was different, but that's actually really cool as fuck.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a nod towards his signature guitar as well, which is really nice, so I'm sure Ibanez will be happy.
Yeah, so for those that aren't watching, if you imagine the original Surfing with the Alien cover, which has the Silver Surfer on that kind of red, blue and yellow background, this is basically the same thing, but instead of the Silver Surfer, you now have the headstock of Joe Satriani's guitar, which is done up in silver, flying through that same sort of background.
Pretty badass.
So yeah, it captures enough of the original, and I appreciate that. So good work. It's nice when you hire someone to do a good job of something. So in essence, there is a new anniversary version of Joe Satriani's 1987 release coming out again. And from what I read, if memory serves me correctly, it's a remastered version and it's a double disc version. The second disc is essentially backing tracks for the album. So he's releasing it with both the original recordings and also without lead guitars.
Oh, so, I'm going to have to see more Joe Satriani guitar covers on YouTube. Oh,
you a fan?
I am actually, to be fair. I've seen Satriani 3 times.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie, I wasn't big into him the first time I went to see him. I just went because a friend of mine had got tickets and they were front row. And I was like, this will be cool.
Yeah.
And I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
Charlie Z, I think is the name of the guy who supported. Might be talking shit. It was kind of like a blues player. Second time I don't remember who was support, but the third time it was Paul Gilbert, and Paul was on fire. Absolutely on fire.
The good old days when Paul used to be on fire every time he played live rather than on Old Man Blues.
Oh, well, I'm going to credit where credit's due. I watched the video of him and Martin Miller doing Superstitious.
Yeah.
And it's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, lots more videos coming from that session.
Excitement. Go check it out.
Yeah. But to Joe Satriani, I was a big fan growing up. So, and I do still love that album. I haven't listened to it in a very long time, but I know that I could happily put it on and enjoy myself. Which is, I
think if you're in the right mood, you can definitely just go a full album. You just crack through. That's how I felt about Surfing with the Alien as well. I think
this is one of those. If you have someone in your life that isn't a guitar player and you want to show them what's cool about guitar, why you like guitar as much as you do, Surfing with the Alien is a great view into what's cool about guitar for people that aren't necessarily guitar players. Is full of catchy hooks.
Was Surfing with the Alien not a MIDI version of it? Sorry, not the theme song. A Sega Mega Drive F1 game.
No, I think
that Summer Song?
I think there's a lot of songs that are similar.
Oh, based
but
on.
I don't think I think that it's
the same idea as what Doom was like,
rather than it being a deliberate.
Okay.
I could be totally wrong on that.
I'm sure Summer Song was on it.
I feel like it would be a much more. I should know that if that were the case, and therefore I'm just assuming because I don't know it can't be true.
Because you're omniscient.
Yeah, basically, and I will prove that. I will prove that I'm omniscient. Okay, Ozzy Osbourne. That's a segue, right? So you remember last episode, I said
he's going to cancel his tour.
I said that Ozzy's European dates had been cancelled, right?
Yes.
And I didn't research that after the show, but shortly after the show went live, there was an announcement saying that Ozzy had postponed his European tour dates. Now, I'm pretty sure that I had seen that information somewhere, but perhaps I am just omniscient. Perhaps I just knew that.
Perhaps you're just good at telling that an old man who's been through a lot of shit probably isn't going to be fit to tour when he's barely fit to tour when he's fit.
Yes, yeah. So again, of course, this is a big shame. I think many people are of the belief now that this tour is never going to happen.
Yes. When I was talking to Andy, hi Andy,
the show,
he was saying the same things. He was like, "It's just never going to happen, man."
Yeah, it is a huge shame. I want to say that Ozzy is past his golden years. I do want to say that, but
You want to tell the truth, you mean?
well, yeah, okay. So he is past his golden years, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't still put on a good show.
Oh, for sure.
Caught him at Download. He was really good, and I was expecting him to be dreadful.
At Hellfest a few years ago, I'm talking maybe 2014, 15, GNR and Ozzy were the two headliners. I expected nothing from both, and I loved both sets. Yeah. Ozzy was clearly unwell with a chest infection, still did like 8 songs, and did quite well with it. Oh, even better. Yeah. And Guns N' Roses, I fully expected to actually come on late and be a little bitch, and was fucking tremendous.
Yeah.
So, credit where credit's due.
Yeah, and I'm going to use that to my advantage.
A clever segue, I like it.
Yeah, I know. The rate of knots that we're moving through this episode, right? We really are in a rush.
It's almost as if people are going to like want us to go into this half-an-hour format.
I know. People are going to send us messages going, we love it when you just hurry up and say what you have to say and then go away so we don't have to hear any more of you. Maybe you could just stop recording full stop and that would make our lives much easier.
The joke is on them because I'm not going to reply for 2 days.
Okay, so yeah, nice segue there. This is a strange story, very strange story. Guns N' Roses slap a mega fan with a lifetime ban. So wow. Rick Dunsford is, I'm just going to go with the Metal Sucks story here, is what you would conservatively call a big Guns N' Roses fan. Frequently posts on all of the Guns N' Roses websites. He has seen the band 32 times, which is a lot of times to have seen a band, a band as big as Guns N' Roses. Though, I guess in ultimate fandom level, 32 times, a band that's been around for over 30 years, not the biggest amount, but okay, fair enough.
Plenty for a band that sells out stadiums.
Yes. So he is a very public pursuer of Guns N' Roses bootlegs. Collects Guns N' Roses bootlegs, okay? And recently it was reported...
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
Sorry to interrupt.
Recently it was reported that he purchased a 19-disc collection of Chinese Democracy demos. And this is where he's found himself in trouble. You see, those demos have leaked online.
Right.
And the assumption, rightfully or wrongfully, has been made by Guns N' Roses that he was the one that leaked that information. Now, of course, there is no evidence for that, because if there was evidence for that, they wouldn't issue with a lifetime ban. They would pursue you legally.
Mm-hmm.
But Guns N' Roses, and I say Guns N' Roses, who knows? Could be Axl, could be Slash, could just be the legal team, could be the record label. Like this, it's Guns N' Roses, the idea, rather than a specific person.
As an entity.
Yes. So these bootlegs have leaked online, and well, here's a direct quote. So from Rick. Today I flew out to Wichita, Kansas to see my favourite band, Guns N' Roses. Today would be my 33rd time seeing them. Well, I was just pulled out of the line and told if I ever come to a Guns N' Roses show again, I'll be arrested. And then I was escorted off the property and told that I was done. So...
For buying a demo, and that same demo ended up online.
For potentially leaking a demo. Madness. Absolute fucking madness.
100%.
And it's not often that it's what's his name, Axl Rosenberg over at Metal Sucks, right? It's not often that I agree with things that Axl Rosenberg writes, but he makes some great points in his article. You don't go out of your way to punish fans that care about your band as much as this guy cares about Guns N' Roses.
Yes,
this guy spends a fortune on bootlegs, right? And even if, worst case scenario, even if he did upload these bootlegs, right? Even if he did that, it's safe to say that this guy probably spends more money on merchandise for your band than 99% of the rest of your fan base.
Well, if this was his 33rd time seeing the band and he chases bootlegs and stuff, there's every chance that he's put God knows how much money in buying the official stuff. So yeah. I totally agree with you.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. And I don't want to state it as a fact because I don't think that the data is wide enough for this, but data often reports that people that download music illegally also spend more money on music than people that don't download any music. Mm-hmm. I kind of buy it, but also at the same time, I don't think that the sample size for that is wide enough to state it as a fact. But if we go with that as an assumption, then is this guy really the enemy of Guns N' Roses? I think there are bigger problems out there. If someone's buying tickets to your shows, you should be celebrating that fact, because there are plenty of people out there that have nothing but shit to say about you online. Maybe
Maybe you're feeling that fire.
Yeah, maybe give some love to the people that love you.
Yeah.
And yeah, stop with this.
Especially with
Absolutely
leaked
astonishing.
demos. It's not as if it was like the album was leaked early. Who cares?
Well, and more importantly, like again, as pointed out by Axel in this article, if you take issue with this guy leaking your demos, and you then ban him from your concerts, which means that he tells people about that, and then the news picks up on that, and everyone starts talking about the fact that Axl Rose has banned a guy from his concerts. Hand in hand with that goes the information that there's new Chinese democracy demos that are readily available online for you to go and find. I didn't know this. I didn't know this yesterday. I didn't know this last week, right? I wasn't going to go out of my way and find these, but now I will.
Just to piss off Axl Rose?
Not even just to piss off Axl Rose, but because there's a genuine interest there. Like,
of course there is.
I really like Chinese Democracy. It's my second favourite Guns N' Roses album. Boo.
Not boo.
No, I know. You're one of the few people that wouldn't fight me on that, but most people will be screaming boo at this point.
I think that is definitely the path between you and I loving Buckethead. That's like the only bridge.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's probably the worst thing about that album. But
he's definitely not.
Yeah, anyway, so absolute nuts. I didn't like that. But it is what it is. So
yes, fuck you, Guns N' Roses.
Yeah. Yeah. Get Bumblefoot back in the band.
I bet he's never going to buy a double neck SG now.
No.
Slash.
Right.
Bad man.
So there we go. Segue, Madman.
I said bad man, but even better because it's just as correct.
I saw this story just shortly after the last episode of the show recorded, and I really, really wanted to talk about it. Not because I necessarily wanted to talk about this subject, but just because I wanted to gush about this particular film.
I have heard incredible things about it, to be fair.
So here's the story. Could Gary Glitter really make hundreds of thousands from the Joker movie? Because for those that are unaware, I want to say iconic, right? But the film hasn't been out long enough for anything to be iconic. Let's say memeable. The scene of the Joker dancing down the stairway in full Joker outfit only happens towards the end of the film. You know, it's great. When that happens, they play some of Gary Glitter's music. They play Rock and Roll Part 2.
Right.
Which is popular in America as a song.
Okay.
It's one of those things where Americans are likely to hear that piece of music, all sing along, and then if you said whose song is that, no one would know.
Okay,
because
right,
it's synced in so many things.
It's
like, just part of the culture.
You get the same phenomenon here when you hear music on like adverts and stuff.
Yes.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I saw the film. I know the piece of music. I also wasn't aware that it was a Gary Glitter piece of music, right? But any opportunity for mainstream media to get riled up over something, especially this film, have you followed how much mainstream media hates this film?
No, actually, I haven't. Because I've not seen it, I haven't been looking much up on it. I've heard quite a few people tell me, go see it. I've just been and seen it. It's incredible. I'll go back to the cinema again to see it with you, etc., etc., which is great. I probably will.
Yeah.
Andy, I know you were asking.
Highly recommend.
You know what? It's piqued my interest. It's went under the radar for me because I got bored of the Batman lore in general. Just... Especially when Suicide Squad came out, I was like, nah.
Oh, the worst thing in the world.
Well, that's it. That's what put me right off it. I'm like, I don't want to see the same character done by 25 different actors in different ways, but none of them actually progressing the character.
Yeah, well, the thing with this film is the worst parts about it are the things that tie it into Batman lore.
Mm-hmm.
You could... Initially, when this film got announced, right, I, in my mind, had kind of convinced myself that it just happened to be called Joker, and it just happened to be about a crazy clown, but it actually had nothing to do with Batman. Now, I was wrong on that, of course. That was like my it was more of a hope.
I was going to say that sounds like wishful thinking.
Yeah. But I think you can actually ignore a lot of those elements. So I went to see it with Sean, and enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it.
Good.
Then I considered going to see it again the next day.
Yep.
Because I wanted to enjoy it on my own. But it turns
Poor
out...
Sean.
Yeah, I know. It turns out Haley also wanted to see it.
Oh.
So I said, you know what? We'll go on Thursday. And I went to see it on the Thursday, so 4 days between it. And I actually cried the second time watching it.
Why?
Because it's terribly sad. It's a film about mental health problems.
Yes.
Right?
My understanding is it's essentially a film about an incel who goes mad.
No.
No?
Well,
Okay.
no.
I don't mean that like that's the direct line of it, but that's what can be interpreted, is what I heard.
Well, that's the typical mainstream take on it, right? It's the story of someone that is consistently failed by society, consistently failed, let down. Someone that does have mental health problems and doesn't get access to the services that they need, despite seeking them out. Right, is constantly beaten down by society. It's definitely a controversial film because you will see this film, like, you know my wife pretty well. The best moral compass in the world.
Yes.
Absolutely rooted for him. Felt bad for him the entire film. And so it's a strange position to...
She's like the perfect empath, isn't she?
Yeah.
She just knows when people are good or bad.
Yeah. I trust her judgment on things. So when she tells me I'm in the right
He's such a sook,
about an argument, that's, I will fight to the death on that one.
Haley, be my moral compass. I hate religion. You're here.
Well, that's one thing that we don't necessarily agree on.
What, religion?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Not that she's religious, but she was raised Catholic,
so was I.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So in regards to mainstream media, they follow that incel route, and actually, there was a frenzy around this film in the States, an absolute frenzy.
Yep. Oh, was there not like public notices saying be careful if you're in theatres and there's people that look shifty in case they got shot at and blah blah blah?
Certain cinemas refused to screen it.
Right.
Certain cinemas had a no singles policy, as in single people couldn't come and see the film because you're likely to shoot a cinema up.
Yep.
There were security checks at cinemas. Worth pointing out, there was not a single mass shooting at any of these things. I don't get it, right? I really want you to see this film because it's great. They will absolutely try and continue this route of the Joker's an incel hero and he speaks to the right wing and blah, 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 blah.
I didn't hear it as incel hero. Certainly that word did not come into it. Incel did, hero not so much. But I get what you're saying. I will watch it.
Yeah, well, he's absolutely a champion for the downtrodden. There's no avoiding that, right? But this is what seemed very strange to me. You cannot avoid the fact that when you watch this film, yes, he is of course the downtrodden, and I can see why there would be fear of people that would admire someone like that. But he is very much a hero for the left wing of politics. This isn't a film about race. This is absolutely a film about class. This is a film about kill the rich. This is a film about we the people. This is a film about we are being downtrodden by politics. It features Thomas Wayne, and he is the nasty, brutal capitalist that looks down on everybody, calls everybody that hasn't managed to make something of their life clowns. Right? He is absolutely a hero for the left, not a hero for the right. It was a very strange, very, very strange to see the film and then see the way it being lambasted by mainstream media.
That's propaganda for you.
Yes, yeah. And so moving on to the story, as we say, Gary Glitter's music features in the film, and could Gary Glitter make hundreds of thousands from the Joker film? And I've seen lots of people saying that we should boycott the film because Gary Glitter will make money from seeing the film.
Do you think this is another piece of propaganda?
No, it's true. His music is used in the film.
No, I get that.
I have heard reports that he sold the rights to his publishing a long time ago. There's probably truth to that. I didn't look into that. But it's really back to that argument, right, that we've had in the past of can you put the art before the artist? Can you ignore the artist, the transgressions of the artist? I think in this instance, where you see people getting in a huge frenzy about it and saying, I won't ever go and see that film, I'm not having my ticket money go to Gary Glitter, right? Anyone that says something like that is a moron because they clearly don't understand how publishing works.
Yep.
It's not like your ticket money is then divvied up among this person gets a bit of that ticket money. No, Gary's music is in the film, but that was agreed before the film was released.
Yep.
The payment was made to sync the music into the film before release. He's already been paid.
Yes.
Right. This could become the biggest selling film of all time, and he's not going to make any more money from it. Right.
He's been given the money, and that's it.
Yeah. He's also in jail.
I would also say, like, if it seems like the problem here is a moral one, right? So if we're talking about, like, symbolically, you won't follow this because it's got his music in it. Right? He's not being even mentioned in the film or glorified in any way. It's nothing to do with him. It's just incidental. His music has been chosen.
Yeah.
Like,
And it was also worth pointing out, American film, made, and the music side of things will have been tackled by a team that don't have the level of understanding of what a monster Gary Glitter is that we do, because he's part of our culture. Like, in the same way that to us, Jared from Subway Jared,
yep.
right? We know who he is, but he's not nearly as abhorrent a name or a persona to think of
Because
as I'm sure he is if you live in the States.
Yeah, it's a culture shock because he's been a public icon who's been held up. Fucking, what do you call him, Sir Jimmy?
Yeah, Jimmy Savile.
Perfect.
Yeah. So there'll be lots of stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think that his music shouldn't have been in the film? I mean, there are certainly other tracks that could have been used, but he didn't make the track. It's not his music. He didn't, other people have co-writing credits on the track.
Mm-hmm.
So to say, oh, a bad man's going to make a little bit of money, he's in jail, isn't he? Like, or is he in jail? I could be wrong on that.
Do you think he sings "You Want to Be in My Gang" to people in jail when he's there?
There are lots of other people involved in his music that also will have been able to make some money off of this, and the way I see it is that's good, like free market and all of that, personal freedom, right? Gary Glitter, terrible man. Going and seeing this film does not mean that you support Gary Glitter and his right to have sex with children. That's having sex with children bad.
Yes.
Joker good.
Yes. I got a bit sidetracked when you said right, and I'm like, pardon? Does he think it's a right to have sex with kids? Is this something he said? Sorry to sidetrack, but...
Well, is it something that Gary Glitter said?
Yeah, it's not you.
I doubt it's something that he has said publicly, but to pretend that there aren't people that are part of that scene that do make the argument that it should be a right would be foolish. And I think someone that is as consistently brazen about having sex with minors as Gary Glitter allegedly is, I think that if he was eloquent enough to have an argument, I would imagine that may be a position he would hold.
That's fair. And anyone who argues that you should be able to have sex with children should be shot directly into the sun. Do not stop. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Straight into that giant flying burning ball.
Honestly, mate, it's very, very interesting. Not that I agree with any of their points, but if you watch Amos Yee trying to make the argument of why you should be allowed to have sex with minors, it's flabbergasting to actually hear not just an abhorrent perspective like that, but how well they feel that they can back it up, how justified they think their beliefs are. That makes me a lot more worried than fucking people going to see Joker.
Yeah, I don't like that. I mean, before we move on, just a quick hot take. I feel sorry for people who have those sexual urges and don't know how to get help.
100%.
And do not offend. I have zero sympathy and would happily chop up anyone who acts on those.
Yes.
Fuck you, Gary Glitter.
Fuck you, Gary Glitter.
But I'm going to go and see the Joker anyway.
Go see Joker. It's incredible. Yeah.
Oh well.
Excellent. Right, cool. So, record in Iceland.
This seems very fucking cool. You posted this in the group just the other day. Iceland will pay 25% of artists' expenses if they record there. The new government-backed initiative is called, and you guessed it, Record in Iceland. Catchy.
Yeah. It's exactly what it sounds like.
It's fucking Ron Seal, isn't it?
There's a nice promotional video, 2.5 minute video. It's just musicians talking about how great Iceland is. And yeah.
I mean, the only thing I would say is the 25% added discount, sounds really cool. But Iceland's expensive as fuck. So it's probably going to cost the same for most people to go to Iceland and get that discount than it would be to just record where they are.
True. It's a nice initiative. Hopefully it will promote a little bit of business towards Iceland. I think you're likely to go there and you will spend money, and so it's good for the economy. The government can justify it. So awesome. It'd be nice if other countries had that sort of initiative.
Yes.
To try and promote arts and businesses like that. This pleases me to see it. And hopefully...
The arts are very important, and I think they're very often overlooked.
Yeah.
The value of them is completely misunderstood alongside the cost of what that art costs. And you'll know as well as I do that shows no clearer than when it comes to live music and bands, musicians.
Yeah.
Like, musicians need to fight to get any scraps they can. For example, Party Cannon are away today. They're playing in Thailand. They're on a Asia tour, and they'll get a guarantee, but it's not as if they're getting lots of money from it. They're not fucking making bank. They had to pay their own flights, and the money will then be recouped through merch costs and whatever else. Like, they're doing well out it, but that's at best a subsidised hobby.
Yeah.
Despite being popular.
Yeah.
And that's because there is almost zero value to music, live music, that form of art.
Sure. Yeah, and the concern is it's ever moving in that trend, and trying to bring in an initiative such as this is really a last grab at a dying industry.
Yes.
Like, I would love to go over to Iceland to record, as I'm sure you would, right?
That'd be fucking class.
But as you pointed out, it's already relatively cost prohibitive to record anywhere outside of your own fucking house.
We're not going to be able to record come the 1st of November. After Brexit happens, there'll be no electricity in the UK. So the best that people are going to get is if they maybe hear us screaming in the woods, hoping for food.
Well, there you go. Problem solved. Hop in a rowboat, row your way over to Reykjavik.
I'm sure that'll take a few minutes.
And record a banging, brutal death metal album. But for anyone that does want any info on this, it's record.iceland.is.
Very cool initiative. If anyone does go for it, please let us know. Even if you just have conversations with them about the opportunities, because it's a great opportunity for bands who maybe want to take themselves somewhere else and even just do something a bit different. From a marketing perspective, if you can afford it and you document it well, this is a fucking gold mine.
It's a beautiful country. I personally haven't been, but Marcus has been. That's where he was when the video blew up.
Does Marcus not have a statue in Iceland dedicated to him through what game is it? There's a game online. What's it called? This is a shite point because I cannot remember the name of the game.
I mean, I'm horrified at the idea that someone has made a statue of Marcus.
No, not of him, but of his ship in this game. What is the name of the fucking game that Destiny's linked into? Super, super massive online multiplayer, and it's all about having these big ships, and it's got its own industry, and like essentially people sell their ships and stuff for real life money.
I have absolutely no idea what you're
Fuck me, this is going to annoy the life out of me until I remember it.
Good.
Just you continue, and I'm going to Google this.
I'm going to keep talking. So yeah, on from Iceland. Did I just close a page? Yes, I did. So, cattle decapitation.
This is a belter.
This is a belter. So, cattle decapitation. Just recently, there was a gentleman, and we will go with gentleman,
Prick,
a rapper by the name of, and I've actually deleted the thing to the link of his original name. Let me bring it up here.
Good
Teddy YG, Teddy YG1 on Instagram. He took cattle decapitation. That's my thing that I do when I can't speak. For some reason, I just go blah, 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 and then I keep talking like that's a normal thing to do. It's like a nervous tick at this point.
Cattle decapitation.
Cattle decapitation.
Just before we go any further, EVE Online.
Oh, okay, Yvonne. When you said ships, I thought you were talking like boats.
No, spaceships.
Okay.
There is, just as an interesting fact, as far as I'm led to believe, there is some ship that Marcus was involved with or owned in his name as a statue somewhere, and I think it's in Iceland.
That may have been why you visited.
I'm sure that was part of it, actually.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry, cattle decapitation. Easy for you to say.
Yeah, cattle decapitation. Struggled again there. So they released a new album just recently, and then Teddy YG, who is a rapper, released a mixtape called World on My Shoulders. And the artwork that he released for this album was literally just Cattle Decapitation's album cover. Didn't even take Cattle Decapitation's name off of it. Still got their name in the top left corner.
Yep.
And over the top, in a different font, he's just written World on My Shoulders, Teddy YG.
And then stuck a big giant parental advisory in the bottom left corner.
Yes.
Badly.
Yes. Posted this on Instagram like it was something to be proud of. Word got around. And yeah, obviously you can't do that. So I don't know how big Cattle Decapitation are in terms of how much money they generate.
I'm not sure myself, but in terms of actual marketing and popularity, they are pretty up there. They are. I don't want to say they're a commercial band because they're still pretty
Oh, they are.
extreme, but they are. They're
They
fairly
are commercial in the sense that, right, so I went to buy this t-shirt and I visited their store,
Mm-hmm.
and the only store that I have seen that rivals this would be Slayer's store.
Right, no, I'm not saying that they
Jesus.
don't. Listen, I'm not
Look
saying.
at all this merch.
Good on them. Get that fucking bread, fam.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, like, they're still an extreme metal band.
Yeah.
So their commercial success is going to be limited to that market, at least in that respect. They're not going to break through like Slipknot have or Korn have or other bands that have got them their way into like the mainstream market.
like,
Anyway, not the point.
Well,
they are big.
Yeah, I'll bring out I'll explain why I asked.
Yes.
I wonder if they are of significant enough size to have a lawyer deal with this for them. You know what I mean? That's what I'm getting at.
They probably could have, but I don't think having gigged with the guys, spoke to the guys, and had some social interactions with them, I don't think that would be their style.
Okay.
They're more like, we'll just handle it.
Right.
Travis Ryan, the front man, he's renowned for being vocal, like yourself on Facebook and stuff,
right,
and social media. So,
well, as proved with this.
Exactly. And you know what? Fucking great.
So Cattle Decapitation have released a t-shirt, and it's literally just of the Instagram post. Let me bring this up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's literally just of the Instagram post, you know, with the likes and a couple of comments and stuff. Teddy YG mixtape dropping August 18th. And yeah, and then a quote on the back, because obviously Cattle Decapitation fans found this and gave the guy a lot of shit. And he actually commented back, "I love the hate. Fuck all y'all and that whack ass band. Tell them get at me. They owe me anyway." So Cattle Decapitation have released that as a t-shirt. Very much in the style of this show. The hope, of course, when I saw this was I'll buy one of these on the show. But it was only available for 24 hours.
Correct.
And it's no longer available. That was 2 days ago. So I missed that by 24 hours.
The only thing that would possibly make a difference is Partican are actually playing with Cattle Decapitation again at the end of this month.
Okay.
In Glasgow. For those that want to come, I'll get you tickets. Just shamelessly plugging away.
I'll come.
I can send a message and see if there's any chance they'll have one with them, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
Considering it's going through indie merch, I think it'll be independent.
Yeah. It's it was limited to 100 t-shirts, I think.
Okay.
If I saw that was a Monuments t-shirt that I
Well, you're not getting it anyway.
But there you go. There's a strange segue that I don't have the story up, but I saw John mention this. The new Monument store has launched. There is a t-shirt design on there that they have, and they also have a new vocalist. And there's only going to be 100 copies of this t-shirt because complete coincidence. They got a copyright complaint for the artwork on the t-shirt because it's very, very similar to a piece of artwork that someone else did.
Ooh.
And exactly. And it was completely coincidence. It wasn't intended to be the case. It wasn't a stolen idea. But yeah, so they've just said, cool, we'll cease selling the t-shirt. So there's 100 that were made, and yeah.
Did you get one?
I didn't get one, no. But yeah, the shirt's called The Watcher, I believe.
Oh.
Anyway, so a couple more stories. Quick stories.
Let's
HMV just opened the largest record store in all of Europe.
Well, when they don't really need to worry about profits because they'll just collapse, sell on, and somehow come back with all the money that goes into the business filtering off to a private corporation, as seems to have been what we found out and reported on last time we spoke about HMV, then
I know.
I like how, in all fairness to Metal Sucks, the tagline they've got at that photo is white collar criminals. Fucking right, well said. Again, this is Metal Sucks, it's not Axel that wrote this, or Axel Rosenberg, whatever his name is, but yes, well done. Fuck this chain.
Yeah.
Because all they're doing is bleeding people dry.
Yeah.
Fucking over creditors, fucking over staff, fucking over the British economy.
Yep.
Fuck you guys.
So here's a quote from Sunrise Records owner Doug Putnam, who bought the HMV brand earlier this year. He's quoted as saying, "I believe that we can grow the chain. A lot of high streets are challenged and struggling. The UK has got an amazing high street and we want to support that. There is something really special about it, and when it's gone, it's gone." So, and Metal Sucks have clarified, high street is British slang for a main street in a town or a city with a retail corridor.
I just want to correct Doug Putnam there. So as someone who's just bought this brand over because it collapsed, when something is gone, it's gone. they don't make sense. If it was gone, you wouldn't have bought the brand over and revitalised it and be trading in the same name.
Yeah.
If it were gone, it would be gone.
Yeah.
It is not gone. It has not gone because HMV as a brand is literally just a way to funnel money out of the high street.
Allegedly.
Not allegedly. We've
No.
seen the evidence, but we'll say allegedly anyway.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
it's not gone. Don't talk shit.
It's absolutely astonishing, right? It genuinely is absolutely astonishing because, you know, the biggest record store in all of Europe, at a time when record sales are dead and they are not growing. Vinyl sales might be on the rise, right? But when people say vinyl sales are on the rise, I think they're like, we're talking in comparison to CD sales, which are on at a slump, right?
Here's the best way to explain it. Vinyl sales are on a rise because bands are now printing maybe a couple of vinyls, limited edition, to go with their physical albums. They're not selling as much on CD as collectible merch. And people are getting into that. And you've got the odd collector who will listen to the vinyl as well. So it's all right saying that vinyl as a medium is selling at a higher amount in comparison to what?
Yeah.
Put some relevance and some context in there.
Yeah.
Because there's no chance that record fucking sales, LPs in 2019, the arse end of 2019, are not opening up the largest record store in all of Europe.
Yeah.
They're not propping that up.
Record sales might be on the rise, but it's not a significant enough amount of sales for it to be a business. It's just not, certainly not a high street business when you are going to be undercut. You are going to be put out of business by Amazon. That's what's killing the high street. It's not even like all the other options. It's just Amazon. Amazon enough is a big enough problem. This will not work out. It just will not work out because people will do the same thing that people always do. They will go into HMV or whatever the shop is selling, whatever it is. They will look at what they want. They will go, I would like that. They will then look at their phone and go, I can get it 20% cheaper on Amazon and it will be delivered to my house tomorrow. Bye.
Yep, even if it is a fucking bootleg, hopeless musical venture. HMV.
Very, very good. So that's outrageous.
I feel a bit bad because I'm pretty sure Doug Putnam is trying to do something good. He's like, no, I want to save the brand. And he's bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and clearly just trying to make a bit of money and also keep that high street vibe going. And he makes a point when he does say the UK has got an amazing high street. Mm-hmm. We want to support it. When it's gone, it's gone. We're already far too late to the party. And you opening a record store where the largest in Europe, so not only are you going to have the largest amount of stock in Europe in this store, but sales are already plummeting. You're not helping. You're just going to have one more, even bigger empty store.
It's commendable what he's attempting to do.
I hope it goes well. I would like to come back to this in a year and go, well, I was wrong.
Yeah. I think that's the best way to put it. Like, I'm being conservative about this. I'm being cynical, as I always am. I know this will fail for one simple reason. I'm one of the last people that still likes to go into HMV and buy fucking CDs.
I think the last thing I bought for HMV was a set of headphones, and it's because they were on sale.
And I don't go into HMV and buy CDs anymore because it's
pointless.
Yeah, and you're not going to get the selection of the things you want anyway. Like, and if you do go into an HMV, only fucking 20, 30, at a push, 40% of the shop is devoted to fucking CDs anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything else is pop vinyl figures and comic books and...
Surely Doug Putnam finds it very ironic that opening the new store, the HMV Vault, on the site of an old Toys R Us. You're talking about the British High Street. When it's gone, it's gone. Toys R Us folded this year. What was it? Was it this year? Maybe 8 months ago?
Was it as recent as that?
It certainly wasn't that long ago. Wow. Maybe last year at a push, right? But surely you understand the irony of that. You're talking about when it's gone, it's gone. You're buying up the plot of a business that literally folded last year that probably was the biggest kids' toy retailers in the world. And again, fucking ironically, was put under by Amazon. The very people we're talking about. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, right.
Lunacy, absolute lunacy. But good luck. Mm-hmm. Hope it works out. I won't be buying anything from you.
I'd love it to work out. I'd love us to be completely wrong. I would eat my hat because I won't have a hat anymore because it won't be in the photo when we do the logo rechange. But review. But yes, please prove me wrong, Doug. Please.
Yeah, mate, I'm just looking at your cheeks. Fucking.
I know, man. I can feel it. That's how warm it
It's
is.
like you've got these little red lamb chops on your face.
It's weird, doesn't it? Look, they've got like lines underneath my eyes and round my cheeks where it doesn't grow. That's why I've always got a beard, man, because it hides it a wee bit. It blends in with the red face.
Oh, amazing. Okay.
Don't you laugh at me?
Sorry. Straight face.
Laugh away.
See, I could have got a job as the Joker.
Speaking of laughing,
Yeah. Fender Europe illegally restricted online pricing discounting, alleges a UK watchdog.
can almost guarantee that is the fact for almost every single retailer, distributor, manufacturer that deals with instruments in the UK, because you are basically told this is what you can buy it for and this is what you sell it for.
Yeah.
If you discount it, you will not get stock.
Yes.
And that is from an insider point of view, because that was the exact scenario we had when I worked in Magnum Sound. And what was even better about that was, oh, by the way, also, you need to take all of these items, everything here, times 5 to have this. You must have a floating stock of X amount, say maybe 40 grand. Right? So how am I supposed to sell them if everybody else is the same price, just in the hope that this guy comes into this store?
Yeah.
As opposed to the big giant shops in Glasgow or other bigger cities.
Amazon.
Or Amazon, or fucking Toman, or GAC, or Andertons, Guitar, like it. You're ruining competition.
Yes.
What do you care? You're getting the money out of it anyway.
Yep.
They're just getting the money that they wanted, the exact price that they are selling it to the store. Anything else on top of that is not your concern.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, it's like from the Fender perspective, like they don't want any, but they want a consistent pricing across the board.
Aye. Brand value.
Well, it's both brand value, but it also like it. Okay, so I'll give you an example. Again, this is insider information. So, Chapels of Bond Street, they used to be a Vigier stocker.
I thought you were just going to talk about chapels as in like buildings. I'm like, you can't go into pricing when you're talking about the Vatican and the fucking Catholic Church. They've got the most amount of money in the world.
No, Chapels of Bond Street it's actually where I got my red Vigier from.
Okay.
Because they marked it down when they were shifting all of their stock. They fell out with Vigier because they had terms in place where they couldn't sell their stock for lower than X price, and that wasn't just to boost the Vigier brand, but it was also to not undercut all of the other dealers that Vigier have.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, so you as a dealer, I think you want that protection that the shop down the road isn't going to get these same guitars and then be able to sell them for 10% less than me and put me out of business. So I get that. But anyway, let me read this. So Fender Europe have been accused by the UK Consumer and Marketing Authority, the CMA, of illegally restricting the online discounting of their products. That's
where it comes into the online part, because that's what they want. They want the brand value to remain as high as they can keep it. It's like we don't want, just exactly what you're saying, you don't want GAC showing it at 700, but then Guitar are selling it for 600 online. I appreciate the undertones and why they would do it, but it's still competition. It's still free market business.
Yeah, this part was strange for me. So, in a statement, the CMA alleges that between 2013 and 2018, Fender Musical Instruments Europe Limited, which supplies retailers in the UK, pursued a policy of resale price maintenance (RPM). RPM is illegal in the UK as it restricts retail firms from being free to compete on price, meaning fewer discounts for consumers. So it's a consumer protection concept, right? Maybe have a word with Apple then, because I think they have the strictest RPM of any company in the world. You do not get a deal on an iPhone. They do not get sold below Apple's fixed price.
But that'll be the difference. If it's someone selling Apple stuff themselves, they won't get it like trade price. It'll be Apple. You need to buy directly from Apple, I would imagine. I don't think you can get things on like a trade or like a distribution deal with Apple. I can't think in. Well, no, that can't be right, because you get Currys and stuff.
Cafe Warehouse.
But see,
phones.
That's a strange one, isn't it? Phones where you did have them, but you couldn't buy the handsets outright. You couldn't buy any handsets outright. Carphone will be the same. Well, for certain handsets, the idea is tied to a contract, so therefore it's not quite the same thing.
I mean, I can go on like EE's store right now and I can buy a new iPhone, and it doesn't. I could just buy the handset. I don't need a contract with it, and it would seem strange to me that EE would be able to do that. Would be doing that, and then taking my order and then ordering the phone from Apple, and essentially not only not making money but losing money because getting it sent to them and then having it sent on to me.
Maybe I've got it completely wrong. I don't know, but
that's why I said this part seems a little bit odd to me,
Yeah.
because I look at this idea of resale price maintenance and that being illegal in the UK, and I just don't buy it. I just don't buy it, and it just Apple just screams in my ears when I hear that.
I mean, paying tax and stuff's also legal. Not paying tax, and stuff's illegal in the UK, and Apple are bad for that too.
Yeah.
As are Google, as are lots of big firms, but they find a way around it. If you have enough,
we've almost gone full circle. We're going back to Joker now. Kill the rich.
Well, the rich
until you become them.
The rich who don't contribute to society, let's absolutely eat them.
I told everybody that you were really, really, really left wing.
As long as they know.
Cool. Yeah. So I'll be interested to see where this goes. We will see where this one ends up. I don't think anything will come of it because, big corporations, they don't like being held accountable. Okay. Last story. Promise.
Oh.
And then you can go home and I can go away and everyone can go, oh no, we've got to wait 2 weeks before we get to hear from these cunts again. So John Petrucci has announced...
It'll be less than that. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, oh well,
it'll definitely be less than
okay,
that.
we'll do a special. Yeah, we'll do a special.
Duh.
Okay, fine.
Duh.
Okay,
It
so
maybe won't be a podcast because, well, what's the point in
an audio
only
Oh no, that'd be fun.
unboxing?
That'd be, yeah.
Sorry, continue.
John Petrucci announces details of his Guitar Universe 3.0 summer camp. So
Nice.
These summer camps have been extremely popular. Not just John Petrucci one, but everybody and their brother are doing
Dave
these.
Mustaine done one.
Dave Mustaine, Steve Vai,
Matthias, Freak.
yeah, the Freak Guitar Camp. Bumblefoot does them.
Mm-hmm.
Love the concept. Really do love the concept. John Petrucci has just announced plans for next year's Guitar Universe 3.0, which will be held from the 1st to the 5th of August in Irvine, California. And there's some cool artists on this, and this is why we're reporting it. And it's mainly because, friend of the show, Tom Quayle, is appearing.
Fucking hell, that'd be very good then.
Yeah, great for...
Tom's a monster.
Great for Tom. Also featuring Andy Wood. I don't know if Andy listens to the show, but, Andy, much love and respect for Andy. I've known Andy for many years. I love Andy.
I don't think I know Andy. I've heard the name, but I don't think I know him.
Country. Well, he's not country. He's a rock player that grew up playing mandolin and, grew up playing bluegrass and is just a phenomenal rock shredder. Played with Scott Stapp. Was Scott Stapp's guitarist for a while. Played with Rascal Flatts. Has done a lot of touring around the world.
So clearly a good musician.
Oh, he's unbelievably good.
Good.
Jason Richardson also appearing.
I know you don't really like Jason Richardson.
I respect him. It's just not my cup of tea musically.
That's like a 360, a complete 180 on the last time I spoke to you about him where you were like, nah, I still think there's some fuckery going on there.
No, definitely not. And I'm happy to eat my words on that. If someone wants to go back through old Guitar Souls things and see how consistent I am with Jason Richardson, there are lots of fuckers out there that mislead people. There are lots of them.
I totally agree.
And I think what we've done is we talked about Jason Richardson, and I had said that when I first saw Jason Richardson, I was of the opinion that there was fuckery. And then I saw webcam footage of him, and I'm like, okay.
I think it was more recent than that, but all I mean is, like, you see the videos of him playing at NAMM, and, like, criticism where criticism is, you're just being completely due diligent.
Yep.
He's not 100% super tight, and that's perfect. That's exactly what we want. We want to see a guy who is a phenomenal musician being human.
Yeah.
And his playing is outrageous. And for me to even say it's not perfect is it's not a slap in the face. It's me being honest. But that's exactly what we want. Be human. Be fucking the best you can be. And he is scary. He's a fucking frightening player.
Yeah. So when I say I was like, again, musically, couldn't care less. Just couldn't care less.
That's fair. I think it's...
But a lot of respect for what he does.
Yeah. You either really love the early Born of Osiris stuff that he played on, or you are super, super into like modern shred.
Yeah.
And I don't really consider myself into either of those, but I definitely like what he can do and what he does. I like his songwriting, but I wouldn't sit and listen to an album of it.
Okay.
I think you're probably of the same opinion.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Somebody puts something on to show you, be like, fuck me, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Probably not going to listen to that myself.
Yeah. Well, I may even listen to it myself, but not a full album of it. like in the garage, because I've got the
Yeah.
Sonos out there now, and it's easy for me to have Spotify playing over the Sonos. I've just been consuming a lot of music in the last couple of days,
Good.
And just scrolling through my Spotify suggestions and things, and I'll see things that I put on the new what's their fucking name, Polyphia album, and
All right.
that's the kind of thing that I'm like, no, I'm not into that. But also, I am a believer in a wide, rich musical diet, like and experience in this stuff. So I'm,
Unlike Polyphia.
so, yeah,
They hate metal. Guitars are boring.
Yep.
Etc. Sorry.
Yeah.
A wee bit of segue back the way.
Yeah. So also featuring Josh O'Stefan. Are you familiar with his playing?
I don't know Joshua Stefan.
Gypsy jazz guitar player.
So he's going to be phenomenal
But
then.
he's I'm going to be racist now. He's German, maybe Austrian. You know what I mean? Like he has that
European.
accent.
He's European.
Well, French is also European, and you'd never confuse a French person with a German person.
Well, you don't know where he's from, so maybe you would.
Okay, fair point. But my point is, he's an incredible player. When you watch him play, I don't know that much about his history, but I make the assumption from watching him play that he came to gypsy jazz later on in his life, because he doesn't play gypsy jazz with the traditional or authentic, Romany gypsy pick hand. It's not from that discipline, but he has an online guitar school teaching gypsy jazz, and I constantly want to sign up for it.
What's stopping you?
I just know I don't have the fucking time. I
Right now you're a bit busy, yeah?
Yeah.
No, as soon as you said gypsy jazz, I was like, cool, he's going to be unbelievable, because those guys are silly.
He is out fucking outrageously.
I remember watching you learn some of the Western swing stuff, and I was like, this is just mind-boggling, crazy chord changes, still very musical, unbelievable picking technique, the dynamics in it, just fair play.
Yeah, no, fuck it. We'll do this. Also, Matthias Asato, what are your thoughts on him?
I do think he's an incredible player. I haven't listened to a lot of his stuff. I have seen Joshua Stefan. I'm talking nonsense. I have so seen him. He is fucking phenomenal.
So for anyone listening,
is there not a video of him just sitting playing himself and he's just going like
tons of them,
unbelievably fast? Like, there is no chance you would be able to mimic what he's playing. Aye, definitely.
It's just occurred to me that's coming through the wrong speakers.
Sorry.
There we go. This is Tommy Emmanuel. It's not often that someone can play with Tommy Emmanuel, right, and absolutely smoke him. And Joshua Stefan absolutely smoked him. Check this for anyone listening. Outrageous.
That's plenty. That's unbelievable. And see, the more I listen to when I was listening there, sorry, I'm like, every wee bit, I'm like, oh, I can see he's taking wee bits for here. Like, there's a wee couple of licks in there that wee daft bends, and even his reaction to how he'd done the bend of the note reminded me so much of big fucking Gristle King himself. What do you call him? Fucking...
Oh, Greg Koch.
Greg Koch.
Yeah.
Just one bend and he makes a bit of a mad face. It's like almost kind of out of tune, but still really clever.
Yeah.
Frightening, man.
Great. So I mean, I'd love to go just check that out.
That's scary.
Check him out. But Pliny as well, and Reina Petrucci, which is John Petrucci's wife, and this is a nice little closing thing. You know who she's endorsed by?
Tell me.
Talk to me.
Tell me.
TTM.
Shut up. Fuck off.
Yeah, last time I checked.
No, she hasn't.
Yeah,
No, she hasn't.
Yeah, I know, mate. I know. He's taken over the world.
That's total mince.
Unfortunately, his dealers are dropping left, right, and centre.
Well, you can't be a guitar dealer where you don't have any stock.
Yeah, I know. I had a 90-minute phone call with one of his vocal defenders, one of his dealers or franchisees, someone that has been with him for a very long time, someone that has talked a lot of shit about me because he believed everything that Lance fed him. And I had a 90-minute phone call with this guy that was essentially him holding his hands up and going, dude, I fucked up. I was wrong. I'm sorry. So I have I won't name him because of course it's not important, but that empire is starting to crumble.
It's not an empire.
No.
An empire requires some sort of actual business or legitimacy or even something to get you there. He's literally just a con man. Allegedly. just to protect us legally. I don't want you. I'm saying that. Like,
well, I was going to jump in and say
you're still getting sued. You're just waiting.
I'm still waiting on it. Yeah, still waiting on it. But he's very busy being sued by all the other people that are suing him. So
that lawyer must be tied up.
Very, very tied up.
Well,
of course, there will be news on that. We will report news on that as and when we have it.
Well, that money he's got, I'm sure he can afford another lawyer.
Yeah, you would hope so. And if he doesn't have that lawyer or that money, I'm sure he can just get someone else to invest a bunch more money in him.
Oh, don't. That's just snowballing.
I know. But I will be there to stop it from happening. So, because that's what I do, apparently.
It seems to be, just to go back to a point you made in the previous episode, it seems to be nice that there seems to be more torchbearers appearing.
Yes.
So,
because last episode was the one where I'm fucking exhausted.
And your moment where you're like, fuck everybody, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess I was just tired because I'm very much back on the cool. If I'd have to be that guy with the sword again, I'll be that guy with the sword.
No, you're not on that.
Enjoy it.
You've never been on that. You are, fuck these guys, stand behind me while I swing.
Yeah. Cool. So a huge thank you to our sponsor, Ormsby Guitars. I would encourage everybody to head on over to Ormsby Guitars, check them out. We will be bringing you a special episode around a week from now. We'll do an unboxing of our guitars. We'll talk about our guitars and maybe we'll play some stuff. I hear that we're going to rework the Guitar Souls theme tune as well.
I heard that as well.
Yeah,
it's a good rumour.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Who knows, eh?
And so much thanks to Perry and the guys. Please do go and check them out. Let them know that we sent you. And if you order one, if you pick one up, be it new or second hand, let us know. Send us a picture. Always love checking them out. Happy to share them.
Yes.
It's a great way to support the show. Very expensive way to support the show compared to just buying a t-shirt, but it is a great way to support the show. And to be fair, I would much rather have an Ormsby than a t-shirt. So
yes,
you'll get more
especially a t-shirt with our faces on it.
Yes.
Maybe we'll just need to get a new t-shirt design.
Yeah,
maybe that'll do some more.
Should follow up on that one too.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so much love. Thank you very much for listening to the show. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your mum, tell your dad, tell, I don't know. Yeah, your friend.
Tweet Phil
ours.
Collins.
Yeah, go for it. Tweet
Tag
Phil
him.
Collins. Tweet Lance Benedict. He doesn't have a Twitter, but
tag Teddy TG or whatever his name is. YG, Teddy YG, the guy that stole the album cover.
YG stands for Young Gangster.
Oh, is he, right?
Yeah.
He's not very gangster.
I know. Right, so ready for the catchphrase?
What one?
The thing is, I wonder if people that watch the show have even realised that it's a catchphrase at this point.
Well, it can't be a catchphrase if we call it that. I think it has to be a catchphrase if people start tagging on it. So
it's not a catchphrase.
You've undermined it and it's highlighted it at the same time.
We've done it for 46 episodes now. We're just trying to make it a catchphrase and it hasn't caught on. So
well, if no one's into it, bye fuckers.